Sorry.
Gotcha.
Welcome.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. Oh shoot, I hit record. I didn't even have my script up. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Roll for Broke. My name is Adam, and I will be our dungeon master for session number 23 of Crafting Mechanics 2.0. Uh, last session was reminding me a little bit of our anyway. I'll skip all the arcane minis. Hey, buy the arcane mini stuff. That's all cool and whatever. Love them. Um, Joining us tonight is our lovely cast of characters. Brandon, who plays the gunslinger fighter Sir Varric.
Hello.
Chris, who plays the lore bard Tyrion.
Good evening.
Jean-Luc, who plays the wild magic sorcerer Sen.
Well, flying isn't that bad, you know.
Will, who plays the blade singing wizard Vasil.
Yet.
And finally, Phoenix, who plays the life cleric Naives.
Bonjour.
And with those quick formalities out of the way, let's get started with a high-level recap of where we are today. Our characters, having met their new captain, Johnny 5, and coming together for the first time as an official crew, set off to collect a large cage that Nova Industries had commissioned earlier from an expert metalworker there in New Towers. Offering an unbreakable guarantee on the cage that Varric and Vasil certainly want to test, she also offers to pay handsomely for Dreamweaver spider silk, which she uses in her metalworking, which Sir Varric was very interested in. Reminder that's in the Tangles. You guys ever get around to it? From there, the party plays the rumored game throughout New Towers looking for any information on Havig, the Pirate King. Listening to all sorts of tall tales of the Goblin Pirate. One thing stands out amongst them, a village named Verdon's Hollow, where all the inhabitants have gone missing. And the rumors blame Havig for wanting a new up-and-coming shipwright all to herself. The crew of the Rosethorn, finding perhaps their first lead to Rowan Blackwood, take to the skies and enter a jet stream close to New Towers that will get them over to Verdon's Hollow, continent of Shriet, in almost a day's travel. I think I don't remember the exact amount now. But we ended the session just after we entered the... was it just after we entered, or was it after we've been in there for a while? I think it was just after we entered.
I think after we entered.
I think we're just getting established.
Yeah.
And that is where we ended last week. So before we get into tonight's session, are there any other questions from a meta perspective? We got to get out of the way.
No.
I was gonna say I thought it was established that it was gonna be about 10 days, or I may completely have that wrong.
It was 10,000 or 1,000 miles. Oh man, hold on. Now I can look. Here's locations.
Trying to find my electronic notes. It's not going well.
So when I created New Towers, I actually mapped out the distances to all sorts of things.
Oh, cool.
While I was there, I was like, oh well, while I have it open, I'm just going to map everything. the notes that I didn't think I was going to have to look at tonight because we left this godforsaken place. It is, yes, roughly 10,000 miles. So, if you guys are going at 500 miles an hour, right? So it's 10,000 divided by 500. I'm embarrassed that I have to calculate that. So 20 hours.
100.
Because 10 hours is 5,000. So 20 hours you'll be in this jet stream.
Well, okay then.
Sound good?
Sorry, 20 hours?
20 hours, yes.
Okay, thank you. I just want to make sure I heard.
Did we? Now that I'm thinking about it, did we come to a consensus about that high altitude debacle we kind of ran into last time?
I talked about this a little bit before. I think before you joined. I'm going to be ignoring that whole altitude sickness page in the sheet. I think at least until we get to like 30,000 feet, I think is where we're going to start implementing something like if you have to like get up there and try to like, yeah,
Really push the boundaries.
really
of it.
push the boundaries at the moment. So it'll be there. It'll just be hard for you guys to get there because I don't want to do this every single time that we cross.
Yeah,
continents.
that's gonna be miserable because it doesn't go away after just one long rest.
Right, but it also like forces you to really make a hard decision to really change continents at that point. And so maybe
Yeah.
it's a good way to like keep people on a continent, but
I guess.
Maybe.
Anyway,
but I sent you guys to Shriek, so
Wee.
well, I
I'm
guess
on
I
my
didn't send
way.
you guys. You guys decided to
Misery.
I'm on my way.
follow the rumors.
Oh.
The fuck?
The Proclaimers?
You don't know that song?
No,
You don't know
guys
that song?
You guys were mumbling. I didn't, and I'm going deaf. I didn't even hear what. All I heard was
My apologies. So it's quesadillas for dinner today. Just to scatter the entire game all over the place.
Anyway. So let's get back into the game here.
Yes.
As the rose thorn pierces the invisible barrier of the jet stream, a sudden exhilarating shift engulfs you all. Around the ship, the world transforms dramatically. You're now soaring through a mesmerizing tunnel of blue light, the tiny sordalite dust particles caught in the jet stream's rapid winds, refracting the light in an ethereal dance. The sensation of speed is palpable. The ship, now moving much faster than its usual pace, cuts through the air current with a smooth yet forceful precision. The ocean below transforms into a sweeping expanse of ever-shifting blue hues. Above, the sky seems to stretch infinitely, its vast expanse a reminder of the heights you've reached to enter the stream. The walls of this brilliant azure corridor are ever-changing, fluctuating subtly in width as the jet stream follows this lofty path. From your vantage point, the play of light and wind creates an almost hypnotic effect. The blue hues shifting in intensity and depth as you progress. You feel a sense of detachment from the world outside, enveloped in this fast-moving stream of air and energy. The sensation of flying through this luminous tunnel is both otherworldly and exhilarating. A journey through a hidden realm where time and distance are altered by the whims of nature. So, you guys are cruising along your jet stream here. You guys have about 20 hours on board until we get to your destination. What do you guys want to do?
Remind me, did we still need to hook up the pieces to the chain shot question mark? Let me check the exact wording. The hook shot cannon.
No, we'll say
'Cause, I
that
mean,
that
we can
was
do that.
that was installed as part of the cost of
Oh, gotcha.
of you guys buying.
Well, alrighty then.
So you guys have your hook shot cannon and 2 ballista on the decks.
They'll suffice
Does our
for
little
now.
Does our little cleaning buddy join us now that he knows what we are?
No, he does not. He is still hiding out. What's
Gotcha.
his name? Toba?
Doba.
This may
Tobo,
be a dumb
Toba,
question. Is
Robo,
Toba
Robo.
sentient?
He is not.
Okay,
He is a shard
Aw.
construct.
gotcha.
He follows instructions and does not really think. So he's not like hiding out of fear. He's just following his instructions.
Tyrion is. Well, what time of day is it? Is it a considered getting close to a mealtime, or is it more of a free time right now that Sen's flying the ship?
We left New Towers. What about 3 or 4 in the evening, right? So you guys are going to be on the road, on the wind, a few hours before
It's the Sky Road.
supper.
Anyone
Gotcha.
for a game of cards? Can we see anything? Like, or is it just clouds all around us?
So you're
It's
in
all
this
blurred.
this blurry sort of tunnel that's just sort of like undulating as you go through it. Every
Okay.
once in a while, you guys do fly past a buoy, like a mechanical buoy that sort of floats in the air and helps maintain the structure of the jet streams. But besides that, there's not really much that happens in these things. You are really insulated from the outside world.
And we don't see any like other ships, do we?
Well, we are just starting, so at the moment, you guys have not seen any ships.
Well, alrighty then. I wasn't sure if this was a more. Well, I wasn't sure how common the travel through these were.
Yeah, these are a very common path for intercontinental travel. Yes,
Kind of like an interstate.
it is. Yeah, but you have to have a some powerful spell drivers to make sure you're getting in and out very consistently, and it is very high, right? It probably probably made more sense, or it was probably harder to get if we follow the strict the strict altitude sickness rules. But this will probably be more open. Yeah.
Well, alrighty then. Given we seem to have a little bit of free time, Tyrion is curiously measuring out the top deck of the ship, as he remembers it was mentioned about a dance floor or something the last time we had talked. Jokingly,
What?
but
I don't remember what you're talking about.
Yeah, there was a dance floor conversation about something. I can't remember what it was exactly.
I don't have the note, but I remember the conversation. So
It was something about turning the talk into a dance floor.
Wasn't it Johnny Five's idea?
Because of Johnny Five's idea.
Probably Johnny Five.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was his idea.
I'm gonna blame Johnny Five then because I don't remember. Okay.
Groovy, darling.
Did someone say dance floor?
Yeah.
As he pops his head out of the stairwell leading down. No.
Did we have to uninstall the broken cage part in order to install the actual cage that we bought
No,
last
no,
session?
it was just it was built around. There's just a giant gaping hole in your deck that was built specifically for this cage, and it just was nothing was installed.
Okay. Has the hole at the bottom of the stairs been patched, or is that still open?
What hole at the bottom of the
Because I
stairs?
thought
Wasn't that the hole for the cage?
No, so okay, so you guys are really gonna make me like commission this art for this thing. Hold on.
hand signals,
Consult
everybody.
the model.
Oh my god.
That sucker's huge.
Clap your hands.
Itch. Puggies.
I love how the roof looks like a giant like fly when it's taken
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
That's how you can tell it's a flying boat.
Yeah.
We got ourselves a flying ship.
You get the inspiration from nature. You know it's legit.
I should
Adam
clarify,
from
this is
different-
in no way meant to be patronizing to arcade minis.
Making a mess. Okay,
You broke it.
I did, but it all comes apart, so it's okay.
It's broke busted.
So this is your top deck of your
Woo.
ship. Okay. So these are the stairs that lead down. Okay.
Yep.
This is where your giant cage is.
Oh,
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
that is a big cage.
Right. So the below it is a small little area that was built specifically for the cage to go over. That creates a little holding area that you can like walk around and get to the back of the ship. But this is the top deck. You have your hookshot cannon here in front, and you have your two ballista off to the side, and the top dude here that looks like a giant bug goes over it, so it looks like that.
That is rad.
That is rad. So where does the helm go exactly?
The helm. Do I have it? It's the wrong helm. Where's the helm? I've lost
Was
it.
it that thing that dropped?
No, the thing that dropped was the stained glass window back piece.
Still need designs for it.
That I still need designs for, but that's okay. It's gotten deprioritized. The helm is right here at the top of the stairs. It sits covered underneath the thing, and it's
Oh, okay, so it's like middle of the ship.
it's like right at the top of the stairwell. Yeah, there's no other good place for it. And I mean, it doesn't technically attach, so we can put it wherever. But that seemed that's where it was in the pictures on the thing.
Gotcha.
So anyway,
Cool.
try and
Alright, so that's a better
keep this in
understanding for
there.
me then. Tyrion is acting like he knows exactly how the ship should go together and like he's inspecting it, but he has no idea what he's actually doing.
This is the back of the ship with all like the wings. That's where the stained glass window goes. Oh, 90s. I don't know if you actually ever saw this before because I showed it before, but
What, the ship?
the ship, yeah. So
I saw it in the
here's
channel, but
here's the rest of the ship with the
oh,
the
there's the
front
cabins.
where the galley is, and then the 4 cabins, and then the back of the ship.
Where's my
And
hospital bay?
you don't really have a hospital bay. Sorry, this isn't a very big
Oh,
ship. But there's also
Yeah, there's just Granny's old room.
there's a deck below here that I don't have printed because it's not actually on the plans, but it felt too small, so I added it. Which
Crawl
has
space.
the engine room and the a very small cargo. So
is the
that's
ship
access
black
through
as well, or is R in color?
Oh no, yours. Oh man, yeah, you're really far behind. I'm sorry that we didn't explain all that. So it's out the wood on the outside. Um, if you can see the wood print is a cherry red. The metal is black steel, and yeah, cherry red and black is
Okay.
the outside of this.
Hence the rose name. Okay.
Yeah, I think I have to go back to my exact description because I think there was a bunch of other stuff. Because um, if you look at like there's a bunch of elven sort of flowy sort of things that go with it. Good. I really should paint this, but oh, it's on this. Here we go. So you see all the like the curly whatever stuff.
Like the filigree
Bird.
stuff. And...
Yeah, filigree. That's the word. Thank you. Oh my gosh. That is that. I remember having a slightly different color, but I have to go back and look at the actual coloring that I described. I haven't thought about it in a while.
I think a bronze would look nice against the dark steel and cherry, but anyway.
And maybe it was. I remember
Rose
being
Rose gold. There you go.
I remember it being either bronze or copper or something, but I like the black steel,
It was something shiny.
black, red, and there were 3 different colors.
Silver.
I'm gonna have to look.
I'm a big fan of silver, but no, that's really pretty. It'd be cool if, like, a bit off subject, like the runes could have, like, there's like LED type strips that you could integrate in and that you see that.
We get the RGB ship.
RGB ship.
Yes.
Captain, I know where we're going next.
Okay, here I found dark red cherry wood panels and black banded metal cover the hull of the ship, with swirls of bronze accents highlighting the dark. So, yeah,
Hey, I was right.
Oh, nice.
great minds think alike.
Woo, color palettes.
Woo!
Was your Coltrane?
I probably spent way too long messing with color palettes to like get the because I didn't want it to look terrible.
I mean, it's the main ship.
I mean, don't dock it. I mean,
It's a
color
main
palettes can
character.
make or break a look,
Mm-hmm. Mood board.
Right. So anyway, so you guys are flying on your spiffy RGB not yet ship.
Soon to be.
Dude, the guys in the Arcade Minis Discord are crazy. They have done up so many of the ships with different little remote lights like all throughout. They're so cool.
That's cool.
I know. I wish I was spending way more time with this than I am. Anyway.
So we're pulling up to the flagship of. I lost the note page. I apologize. Oh, there is. Okay, Pirate King Havoc.
Yeah, H A.
I was trying to find my electronic notes, and here it is. It's in the physical notes. Should just consolidate all of them into one. Anyway, what is everybody doing? I'm out on the deck, inspecting things, trying to look all official.
Planning out the dance floor.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, it's all
you
coming.
gotta have like one of those groovy disco, like the light up dance floors.
Well,
Light panel.
you know,
Groovy.
you guys have the overhang that you guys can hang stuff from.
Johnny 5 looks like John Travolta from Fever. Like, what
Oh
If
my
Johnny
gosh.
says something about if Johnny says something about the roof, he instantly looks up and he goes, "Oh."
I have such a dumb idea, and I'm
I'm
gonna have
gonna
to save it for
strut.
later, because otherwise it's gonna derail everything.
I know we keep derailing in a minute. Anyway, I'm just talking to Finny. So.
Finny's her fox, by the way, guys.
Oh yeah, Finny's my fox. So.
Anything in particular, or
A mechanical
Nope,
fox.
just like you talk to your
Nice.
dog or cat, you know, like every
Oh,
day.
gotcha. Does Finny know
that's-
fetch?
Hmm?
Does Finny play fetch?
I don't know. He's basically a walking lighter, I think.
No, it can learn simple instructions, and they're actually
Oh,
pretty
can he?
smart.
Okay.
Yeah. They're imagine you know those things that you fought to the shard construct or not the shard construct, what are they? The shard beasts. It's
In the
essentially
factory, yeah.
a very small shard beast. So it can follow instructions, it can learn tricks, it can learn how to do very complex or it can follow complex orders. Like
Okay.
it's not like an automaton.
I've never tried. He's usually been safe and sound on the ship.
I think I have. Do I really have one? Oh my god, I do. That's cool. Anyway,
Oh, that's nice.
here we go. You guys are on the jet streams.
Woo.
Oh, do I have a
Oh, I
ship
see. I see.
to represent your ship? Let's see. Oh, I don't. Where are you guys at? You guys are at. Oh, that's too big. Whatever. You're about there.
We take up thousands of miles worth of. That's no island. It's a ship.
That's no moon.
Thank you. So which of these jet streams are we on, or is that the correct one that we're on?
That is
right
the
now?
correct one that you guys are on.
I see,
Ooh,
said the blind to the fool.
let's see. Well, I think Vasile would probably actually be below deck, in one of the rooms. I'm assuming that he's probably sharing a room with Vark, probably?
Wrong one. Shit.
Yeah,
That would make sense.
that would.
And he'd just be taking the time to ritual cast Find Familiar to swap out DJ Groove for something else.
Don't be cruel, darling. It just fades away.
Yeah, so this is the accurate world map. New Towers is this I right here, this I letter I. You guys are going almost surprisingly right on the right off of the jet stream here, southwest of Skysway here on Shriek. And you successfully switch out whatever you were looking to switch out.
Rad.
Let's see, is this a better map here? Not own any tokens. What the hell? My camera cannot actually. Okay, I'm not going to mess with that. Now we'll leave it on the jet stream. Okay. Sorry, it's not missing stuff. Okay. If there's nothing else, is there anything else that you guys wanted to work on, or there's downtime tasks? There's
Just playing a bit of music here and there, messing around in the kitchen, getting familiar, making up some tortillas for dinner.
tortillas. Okay. Well, your navigator, Sen, she tells you guys that you guys are at your halfway point. You guys have about 10 hours to go. Uneventful. Is anybody keeping watch? Is anybody doing anything
As a
like
navigator, Sen would keep watch as she is the navigator
that for 20 hours?
for part of the time.
So 10 hours from when you guys left. Actually, that's. I guess I should not skip ahead to 10 hours because it's when we leave about 3 in the afternoon, right? So about 9 hours puts us at midnight.
Okay, yeah, I can take over. Does the jet stream look any different at night versus in the day?
It's harder to see all the brilliant hues of the different of the sword light dust that kind of just gets caught up here in the jet streams. It takes that all those different brilliant sky blues and sapphire blues, and it turns it really into a very black sky with almost like black glitter, where it you don't see blues anymore, but you just see sparkles that aren't necessarily the stars, but it's just I don't have the school dice fit back, but yeah, it's like black with black glitter is kind of what it's like.
Okay, Naiades would have moved to the deck and looking up at the sparkly sky and petting the fox friend.
I do need to make a set of Sordane dice. Oh, maybe I can sell that to Benny at Arcade Minis. Hey, look at these
Hey, there you go.
Sordane dice. These are Jetstream dice. These are Jetstream at night dice. Oh, that would be cool.
Oh, glow in the dark! Glow in the dark!
Night.
I mean, I don't have glow in the dark die yet, but I will order it right now. Where's my phone?
Just
Amazon
be very
is the
wary
worst.
of the amount that you ordered when it comes to glow in the dark stuff.
What does that mean?
Because I thought it was gonna be like a little brick of this like glow in the dark powder, but no, it was a gram.
Okay.
Yeah.
Check the fine print, basically.
Yeah.
Is it a liquid or is it a powder? Like mica powder?
Mine was a powder. It's similar to mica powder, from my understanding, but it's its own animal.
Free delivery tomorrow? Oh my god. I hate you, Amazon.
Are you a
do
different
you
man
do?
and the same beast?
Oh, and there's a 5% coupon. Tonight's episode brought to you by consumerism and capitalism.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Sparkly dust.
Consumerism or capitalism?
Okay, anyway, so I just bought glow-in-the-dark mica powder. Hate you.
Don't get a commission for that. My idea. I'm just joking.
Do we do kickbacks?
If we turn this
Paid
into
by
a
commission?
business,
Oh.
we'll talk about profit sharing when I have profit to share.
Yeah.
Is there enough light on deck that Tyrion would be able to write, or would he need his own light?
Oh yeah, no, there's absolutely, this thing is top of the line, right? So there's little spotlights, there's like soft glowing lights that run around the the border of it. Around like the border of it, all around here, you have a bunch of like running lights, and the edges, kind of by the railings, have enough places to, or have enough room for you to sit on. Yeah, there's a bunch of lit places without needing extra light.
Very cool.
I guess that
Cool.
puts you guys about there.
Yeah, Tyrion's up on top deck, sitting against one of the port sides up by the port side ballista. He's just got his knees propped up and sitting against the railing there and writing.
I'd say Vasil is also chilling topside with his swapped out familiar, Katyusha. It's a little mousy looking creature, kind of like a vague humanoidish body, like just jet black. A little bit of like magic wisps coming off the body. But they wear like a little like mask sort of thing. Has like it's like very bone white and gold filigree on it. The little creature is just playing with a coin in Vasil's lap.
So who's keeping watch? It was you, Tyrion, right? First watch.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well,
That's
Johnny
me.
is already asleep. He was not going to take the late shift. Lawrence has been trying to pay attention to everything Johnny has to bequeath to him. Looking a little frazzled, but Lawrence is second in command at the moment. You're on deck. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Sure. I'm sorry, this is a really good story. I got a thing going that's a 1, unless we're not doing crit fails for.
I don't
Checks.
ever I don't do crit
Practice
fails
throw.
for checks.
Gotcha,
So,
gotcha.
1 plus what?
4.
So 5.
Well, not plus 4, but it's a 4 altogether.
Okay. So the sky is really pretty, Tyrion. You do notice a few hours into your trek a very bright, like very bright, so it's very hard to miss this light that just flies sort of underneath the jet stream, underneath you guys. You don't really see what it is. You just see a bright light that just sort of uh, flies along with you, only momentarily underneath the lights of the or underneath the ship. Only for a few seconds, because it is not flying fast enough to keep up with you within the jet stream. But it is very bright. And then
Tyrion gets up to look at it and misses it.
no, I
Oh,
wouldn't
wow.
say you missed it completely. It was more like this like bright iridescent sort of coloring from underneath. But you have no idea what it is. It didn't have a solid body or shape. You just saw the kind of filtered light.
Was it any... Okay. I didn't know if it was like any cool color or
Yeah,
just light.
like
I
a
got you.
bright like blues and pearls, and
Oh,
it
okay.
was an illuminated light in the darkness, so it was very hard to miss. But just the inky blackness and the fake stars that sort of glitter all around you.
Must have been the wind. Sets back down against the wall of the ship and yeah, going back to writing.
You gonna stay up all night, or are you handing it off to someone else?
Would Naiades catch a
Well said.
glimpse of it with being on the deck with?
Oh yeah,
just
if you were
playing with the
if you
fox?
were up, go ahead and roll a perception check if you're up there too. I thought it was just Tyrion.
Oh, okay, so a
No,
second.
Vasil's up there too.
So wait,
Just
how
a-
many people are on this ship?
Just a party up here. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm
Well, I
just
mean, it's
playing with the dog.
pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty. I was like, ooh, it's sparkly.
It's not something
like a-
to be
It's
missed.
all dark and sparkly.
She's part water elemental, part magpie. All right, perception. 1 second.
Listen, it says half elf. It never says what the other half is. Okay.
17.
I'm half shard forge.
Yeah.
That was performance, but you rolled a 15.
Oh, sorry. I can roll.
No,
performance.
keep the 15 and then just add whatever your thing is.
They're both +2, so it was 17. So
Okay, it doesn't matter. Really, as a cleric, you only have a +2 perception.
oh, +5. What did I? Oh, I rolled performance. God, I'm an idiot. Sorry, it's +5. Let me roll again.
No, don't roll again.
10.
Keep the 20. Oh no, man, 22. It doesn't matter. So as Tyrion, notices this large sort of opalescent coloring from underneath the ship. You just happen to have a really nice vantage point there at the front as your ship passes over it, and you can see a very long, almost serpentine shape to it. It must be in just the quick glimpse that you saw, only a few seconds. It was probably 250, 300 feet long. Is this whatever this thing was? And keep in mind, you're at like 20,000 feet up in the air.
Was it above us or below us?
It was below
Sorry.
you.
Okay.
But even with that roll, you get really the serpentine sort of shape to it, and
Okay.
you can't really get much else from this jet stream sort of blocking a lot of the views from outside of it.
She'd probably pause a second and look over just to kind of try and work out what she saw. But no
you see
action
anything?
taken. Yeah, just the serpentine, the glowing serpentine. Or serpent shape.
I got up a bit. Admittedly, too late to see it. Well, very much of it, but
Could have been a
serpent, you say?
wisp of light or aurora.
It does give that
Curious.
kind of vibe of an aurora, but more like opalescent and like pearlescent sort of color.
Okay.
Fine. There it is. They're just reading some information about what it is that you saw, just in case I wanted to give you anything else. Let's see. Oh my god, I'm gonna sneeze. Hold on, there's one. Thank you. Thank you.
If he's yawning, that's on me. I yawned first.
Oh, excuse me. Okay.
Alrighty, so what time of morning, I guess, is it?
No, it's late. It's 2, 3 in the morning at this point. That you were staying up.
That was what I was trying to get at.
Yep. That everybody decided to stay up for. You guys
Well,
can hear
said,
Johnny singing in his
So
sleep.
far, okay.
Nah, Sam would have gone to sleep when he took over, so Sam didn't see it.
And Varric would be on the top deck, but he's in his trance. So he just noticed others noticing something.
Lucille's too preoccupied with Katyusha.
You would, Vasile would notice, and anyone else that's not, necessarily too preoccupied. Varric is sitting with his legs underneath him on his knees, and his hands are clasped on one another, and his eyes are closed, and his head's tilting down, and it looks like little sparkle trickles of starlight are falling around him. And that's just what his trance looks like. The whole elfin.
Makes a mental note of, I've never seen something before. Makes a note of it.
Okay, so it is really late at night. Are you guys going to stay up through the night, or?
Probably, having seen that weird light, Tyrion's probably going to stay up another hour, and then he'll get somebody else to take over.
No, you should probably go snooze.
Okay. Is there anybody taking over for the second watch?
Yeah, I would say Varric would have started his trance fairly early, so he could have taken second watch, because he only needs to trance for 4 hours.
Okay. Well, Survey, let me get a perception check from you. And what are you doing during your watch?
Ooh. Sir Varric he's familiarizing himself with the weaponry on the ship. Perception, oh, it's -1. 17.
17. Okay. The rest of the night is very uneventful. But from this height, you do see the sun on the horizon start to lighten up, and it's as you can see, it's starting to get to day here for a couple hours. But the new equipment, or the repaired equipment, with the ballista and the hookshot cannon, um, is all brand new, repaired. You can see that there's some hint of not using the same original parts that came with it in a few places. The Nova Industries, shtick is sort of marred in a few places. That the exact pieces couldn't get redone and reshaped. But for the most of it, it looks very elven make, that elven flair to them. There's a lot of the same filigree that you see uh, across the markings on the ship. It does sort of remind you of home in some of that the fancy, elven wooded filigree that you see.
Varric is absent-mindedly running his fingers along his pentagram, along the filigree that is very similar in style to what he's seeing.
You would. I wonder how much. Well, I don't know if you've actually gone and talked to um, Sen and Naides really about what Quinn and all them knew about the ship, right? Um, we'll get to that another time. Anyway, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Varric is
There's still a whole other 6 hours for them to get to know about that.
well, I meant like the whole oh my god, I don't even remember the name of those elves, that the original commissioners of the ship. I don't even remember.
Was this during the underwater thing?
No, like there were. So down in your cargo hold, there's a box that has the stained glass window that needs to be installed still. Or I guess what's his name? Grimble would have installed it for you guys when he was fixing the ship. Trying to remember what the name of the elven house was.
Yeah, they aren't responding to our sending spells anyways.
Something about Odari, but I can't remember what that was referencing.
It was like not Raven Song.
Notes loading.
Gosh. Okay, I'll have to find this later. I don't remember now. Anyway, a very powerful elven house from Esden, which Sir Varric would be extremely familiar with. It's, were the original commissioners of this ship. Okay, we'll get to that when I can. Okay, anyway. I love how our first session was called "What Goes Up."
Well, you know.
So, your watch is uneventful. You familiarize yourself with the rest of the weapons, the hook shot and the ballistic. They're on the deck, and you guys don't have any of the traditional like swivel guns or any of the more powerful spell cannons or anything that's really over the top, kind of the edge of weaponry or edge of technology on the weaponry side. It feels very traditional with the ballista and the hookshot cannon.
Tyrion feels much more capable with a ballista than he does with the kind of zap guns kind of style things.
Yeah,
So it's
well,
a bit of a comfort for him.
I was saying that because I don't know if Sir Varric would feel the same way.
It's a little
Two different
archaic,
sides of
but it's a little old school for my taste, but gets the job done.
Well, not suppose we agree. Oh, I consider myself, I suppose, a bit less traditional, but sticking with a little bit of it. And he takes out the longbow that he's got.
Never take it
Kinda.
out though. You just anyway. Sorry.
Oh, it's in the suitcase
Um,
that's in the kitchen. So it's go down there, unpack it, because it comes in two different pieces that he has to snap and then rotate together. Because transporting a very long bow is a bit hard.
What is that you have there?
It's a bit of a base foam. It's
A piece of foam?
yes, foam. It's yes, here, extraordinarily light. Right out now. It's foam from the grove. It's not seen much use in recent days, but I try to keep in practice.
I'm resisting the urge not to set up targets. As you see Barak, like, he's definitely, his fingers are twitching near his pentagram. As he's very serious. I don't.
Well,
I'm
next
not
time
sure.
we're in New Towers, maybe we should invest. What do you think?
I think that's a brilliant idea. I'd love to see the effects of jet streams on projectiles, if there's any. How
I
to
see him
invest
like
in a worthy
pause,
target.
and he's just like, I didn't think of that. That's a very solid point. I wonder how fast the deceleration is from something that flies off of the ship.
Indeed.
Look out below! No throw. No throwing rocks off of the ship.
Well, I wonder if, much like the atmosphere, if there's so much friction it just burns up.
Hmm.
Going that fast.
Do we know of any effects that have, well, of rapid deceleration from a jet stream?
You know that it's very difficult to get through the walls of the jet stream. Imagine it like a much more powerful wind wall.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So most projectiles won't go through it unless they have a lot of mass and velocity.
Speed and power.
Oh my god, out of character. My mind went to that scene in Galaxy Quest where they're dragging all the mines behind them. Wonder if we can do some shenaniganery like that.
All arrested for domestic terrorism on the sky.
Feel like Galaxy Quest might be required watch. Required reading.
You fail to
All right,
realize
everybody,
my
all of
ship
our
is dragging
wonderful
mine.
viewers, you're going to have to catch up on something. Hashtag not sponsored.
Just like Muppet Treasure Island that I saw.
Kevin, be that.
Right. So anyway,
What's Sen up to?
Sen's probably sleeping because she was up late.
Who's
So
driving the
true,
ship?
bestie.
What's his name? Oh, I guess Lawrence was up for a bit too, but then he would have been relieved by Johnny at probably 4:30 or so in the morning, 5 in the morning.
Gotcha.
And Johnny gets out of bed, looking with his pompadour in perfect form. Uh, never seen him in anything except tip top.
Is it a wig or is it a piece of metal?
It looks like real hair. You don't actually know what it is. If it's
Oh,
his
wait,
real
how
hair
dare
or
you.
a wig or something, but it looks like real hair.
Fascinating.
He's just like,
He has to get implants
Combing
every
it.
so often.
yeah, the hair implant
Hey, this doesn't look like
industry
a wig, does
of
it?
Sordane. No, I mean it does not look like a wig. It looks like it's literally his hair, but you also
Okay,
have
gotcha.
not seen a shard for or a an Odari. Sorry, do we have any Odari anymore? You haven't seen an
Think so.
Odari with hair, with like real hair. So this is certainly interesting.
Harvey just had a hair in quotation marks. She was really magic, or not magnetic shrapnel.
Exactly. Like those magnetic faces that you can build with.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, that was Darby.
That was
Whatever
exactly the
happened to those?
inspiration.
Or what a new
They're
do.
still around.
Snap, snap.
I never see them anywhere. I'm sad.
They have them at the dollar stores.
Or go to Cracker Barrel.
Mm-hmm.
That requires I drive all the way to Cracker Barrel. It's like 20 minutes.
They're like stone's throw here between everything. They have some stupid crack
Mm.
barrels. Anyway, we're getting off topic.
Everything is a drive for us anymore.
That's exactly how I feel here in the sticks of Florida.
There's nothing.
Okay, well, anyway, so the sun is coming up. Some of you guys who were up late on watch are hopefully getting your rest. If you're not getting your rest, I need some Constitution saving throws.
Oh yeah, Vasil's been sawing logs for the past couple hours. He's just passed out on the deck of the ship.
Yeah, Tyrion has gone to the kitchen and strung up a very low hammock. Like he's hanging a couple inches off the floor.
Okay. So it's morning. The very limited crew on this ship. It doesn't feel like a bustle of activity, but some people are up. Some people are still catching up on their Z's. Somebody making breakfast.
Oh dear, breakfast, that's me. Oh, hold on. He rolls out of the hammock and the couple inches onto the floor with a thump. Just a moment! As he starts taking down the hammock and putting on the burners and everything, getting all the eggs and pots and pans and everything ready.
Now you're on point now. What are you making for breakfast there, Tyrion?
It's a 2-order breakfast this morning, but the baseline is scrambled eggs, sausage, bacon, and toast.
Okay. Like the finest diners that you find in New Towers.
Oh yeah,
Can't beat breakfast.
he's had to fill in at the Stinking Cloud once or twice.
Stinking Cloud.
Stinking Cloud Tap House, the origin point of Tyrion's travels, but
Oh, I guess I should probably
home
read
away
that
from
a little
home.
closer.
We'll get there later.
Like we'll eventually get to where we're going. So everybody's awake. Everybody's got a nice breakfast in the galley there. We'll say everybody gets their rest. Go ahead and mark off your long rests. And if all goes according to plan, you will be at your destination in the next probably 3 to 4 hours.
Attention everyone, this is your captain speaking.
25 sounds weird.
He's got one of those weird Odari sicknesses. Makes him sound like he's talking through an old-timey radio.
Now you listen here, sonny.
Now you listen here, sonny boy. Anyway. Hey, you guys got a few more hours to go? Is there anything else you guys want to do here in the morning before you guys have to jump out of the jet stream?
Tyrion's just got a
Vasil
couple.
is-
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I mean, Tyrion would just be asking Naiades and Sen a couple of kind of background questions, having not seen him, well, not seen Naiades at all yet, and not having seen Sen in a bit. Just kind of catching up, general. What you been up to?
Naiades looked to
Which, I mean,
Zen
it's a-
first since he knows him. She knows him, sorry.
Sorry, what was it? It's
So
coming through
Naiades
kind
will
of.
look to Sin first.
Oh, gotcha.
Because he's more familiar with.
I mean, we don't have to roleplay it if you don't want to, but
No, that's fine. If he doesn't want to.
That was
Nothing.
directed
Wait,
at
I
John.
was part of a.
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
Oh, okay.
But you can go ahead if you have something in mind.
I was just gonna talk about the previous ship we were on. Oh, sorry.
The previous ship and the previous crewmates we were with.
Yeah, the crew we were with. What we had gone through with like the dwarves and the strange dragon beast that we came across.
And the brain.
The stinky brain.
At the mention of a dragon, you see Tyrion's face like light up, but he immediately like tries to go back to serious.
What dragon beast? Remind me the DM.
Or the
The like
medallion.
white dragon thing
The
that
all
chopped
right,
down
okay,
the amulet.
sorry. You're right.
You know
I'm
the
sorry.
one that you left out for us to fight on the screen the whole
That's right.
time?
That's right.
You
That's right.
hurled lightning at a dragon?
Sorry.
that we weren't
I didn't
intent.
get to be here for this.
The two-headed but blind void dragon. Yes. Sorry.
That looked like a lamprey. Um,
Also, Will,
And-
that is exactly the face that he's making.
and the fella that was there, I can't remember his name, but of course I do.
Vindictus.
Yep. And how
The others decided to leave to go hunt him down.
go hunt him down.
Hmm.
What else?
Bit of
Well,
political
the
intrigue.
pirate. Well, yeah, we would have talked about the pirates. And Snyder's looked to say, I think that covers roughly what we experienced.
Yeah, Sen
Interesting.
thinks about it and agrees because she can't remember too much either, besides what was already said.
Well, it's much more interesting than what I've been up to. As he was mostly at the Stinking Cloud Tap House, this kind of like waypoint, almost like a truck stop for airships between Odaria and Lozandar.
Well, Naiades will also mention that she wasn't originally with the crew. She was with the carrier, the freight carrier, for let's say several months, I suppose, during her travels.
I see. I see.
And it wasn't as advertised when she joined, so she grouped up with Will's character, Brendan's character. What was his character's name? I can't remember.
When?
Quinn and Darby and
The first round.
In Dutch.
Oh, Quinn. That's it, Quinn. And Dutch, yeah.
Or Queen. Medicine. Sorry. All I can think
I
of
see
when
like
I
a
hear
spot of recognition in Tyr's eye for a second at the mention of
Aw.
Quinn, but we'll get there later.
She doesn't go back. Naiades doesn't go back too much to her past. She does mention that she's from the temple line. Where's my name? Wrote my name down. What is it?
The Xandarian belt.
No, the specific temple I gave a name to.
Oh.
Out of character. 1 second.
I mean, Brandon might have notes for it.
I wrote them down, but I've got several pieces
For
of
what?
paper everywhere.
The temple where Naiades' character is from.
Ulan?
Is that it? Was that it?
Ulan Temple?
Yeah, Ulan.
I was gonna ask like the noodles, but no, that's udon.
Honestly,
love it.
when I first saw it, I thought Oolong from like Dragon Ball, and so it stuck in my
Hey.
head.
I didn't even know that was there.
Like oolong tea.
Yeah, she's the divine
no, that's
order
currency,
is
isn't
what
it?
the of the temple is, and that's
I seem much
pretty
more
much.
attentive than usual with the mention of the temple and everything. it's a different culture. It's something to
But
not study,
yeah,
but listen.
okay. She doesn't go too much into her past about her upbringing or anything, but
And if I remember right, Tyrion already knows Sen, so no need for her to go into her past.
Well, alrighty then. Did anybody else have anything to go over, or bit of flavor here and there?
I was gonna say that Vasile is on top deck after breakfast. He would have had Tyrion make like like a hangover style burger of sorts, but
Oh
like
yeah,
a sausage instead of like proper burger meat.
I
'Cause
got you.
Vasile is very much not a morning person.
It's like 10 o'clock.
It's morning for Vasile.
brunch.
If it's before noon, it's morning.
But
He still
Naomi,
has the
Tyrion
same
only needs
familiar.
like 4 hours of sleep, so he was popped awake at like 8 o'clock and went, breakfast.
Naomi's
But yeah, he would
question.
still have Katyusha with him. Katyusha would kind of be just kind of sitting off on the side, dancing with like a gold piece. It's a very tiny little thing, like only 5 or 6 inches tall to the top of her head. But
Like-
yeah, Vasile's top side, and he's going through kind of like a weird cross between like dance steps and like martial arts forms, if I had to put it in a way.
Like martial arts DDR.
Kinda.
Does Vark know what he's doing?
Varg knows exactly what he's doing. He's practicing his forms
Okay.
for his blade singing. And as he's kind of like air or no, shadow boxing, dancing, crossover, weird form, he's casting music to accompany himself. And it's
Night.
oddly dainty for Vasile's character.
Naomi's would ask about Tyrion a bit. How does they know Sen and
Oh sure, yeah. Well, I guess not too much to tell, but would Sen have stopped at the? Well, sorry. I guess backing up. How well traveled is Sen at this point?
You could say she traveled pretty far.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. So he probably would have stopped in at the tap house then. But yeah, it's not much to tell. I've been basically living at the same tap house for a number of years now. I don't want to say 20, but been performing there. Met Sen and was intrigued by the story. I must admit, for powers to seemingly come out of nowhere and be unexplained, it's interesting to say the least. When the most you get is folks traveling and transporting things all day. Which, I mean, no offense, it's a respectable job. Knowing that Diades was on the like trade barge there. But
she
yes,
looked to Sen, be
did my
like,
best to
maybe it's a
assist.
coming
But
of age for Sen.
Sen would just explain that she's really dedicated and trying to figure out the mystery of her power, so she goes anywhere she might find a lead.
yeah, I mean, I've got this, and he takes out the big like lore tome that he's got, sets it out. It's got different bits and pieces, but been trying to collect this. Oh, I had the name just a minute ago. the adventurer explorer man and the mysterious pages that get left everywhere.
Oh, Eldrin.
Oh, I actually had that written down, but I can't find that piece of paper.
That's a notebook.
I had
Eldrin?
was it Eldrin?
Is it Eldrin or?
Oh, Teldrin. Maybe that was it.
Yeah,
I
you
had-
have it in the handouts. What you posted, what he said for some,
Oh,
some of
that's
the
right.
journal entries.
There you go, Teldrin.
There's it.
But Tyrion wasn't around during that time that we were reading, so I
Yeah, sorry, I just
assume
thought
Sen
they'd
would
been
have.
spread throughout the world, so I didn't know if he would be
No,
able to
you would know.
run into a different page.
Tyrion would absolutely know about his books and his
Gotcha.
recaps, but I don't know if Sen necessarily has talked to you yet about this particular page, this particular reference to something she might be involved in. Sorry, go ahead.
I thought I had that in the notes, but I never wrote down that name. Sorry, back on topic, but yes, helped out for a little while, but I thought we'd become fairly good friends, if I might say so myself, but open to interpretation.
And as him being a guy, as someone who Sen can trust, he one of the few guys he can actually. She's not afraid of it. She can talk to though, so that's a sign of friendship. At least to her, anyways.
Every time I nod, I see my little mic light go off.
Okay, so you guys, during this conversation, Sen, you're reminded that you guys are getting to be about where you need to be dropping out of the jet stream. So you're going to have to restart your jet stream bubble, and also you don't have to recast momentum yet, but just you will have to recast your jet stream bubble.
Yeah, I was looking at that. When you enter or leave, I have to cast it, and it's just one spell driving point.
Yep.
I'm prepared for that.
Okay. So you coordinate with Johnny 5 and activate the jetstream bubble that covers your Rosethorn ship, and you guys can now see that glittering sort of jetstream color get even more fuzzy and muted as the bubble of protection wraps around your ship. And Johnny is still a bit rough with the stick as you guys plunge very suddenly down outside of the jet stream into the wild blue yonder.
There goes the eggs and bacon.
And as you plunge out of the jet stream, you guys are left in the high altitude above Shrieked, the tropical paradise.
We made it.
You made it. You guys are probably a good I'd say hour and a half to your destination of Verdant's Hollow. Right? That was the name. I have to get better about remembering my names that I give things. Yes, Verdant's Hollow. And Sen, you know exactly where you guys are going. So the ship is currently descending rapidly to try to get away from the very cold environment that is the upper echelons of the atmosphere, while the Rose Thorn is on its way to Verdant's Hollow. Okay, anything you guys want to do before you get there? Last chance.
I really feel like you're hinting at something. Are we missing something?
No. I'm sorry. I hate just like going, oh, you guys get there and let's do this, and then you guys have to jump in and be like, oh, wait, hold on. Before we got there,
Okay.
I wanted to make sure
Hold
that I
on.
did this. I don't want to just assume that.
No,
we
I think
wanna
we're good. I think we're good on travel, unless anybody had something to add.
Yeah, I
Is
figured.
Lawrence still shadowing under Johnny?
Lawrence is still shadowing under Johnny. Yes. I mean, he's the second in command now, and he's had a pretty relaxed job of it over the last week or so. So now all of a sudden, Johnny is putting him through the paces. So he's had to put a bit more effort into whatever
His
this
vacation time is over.
this first mate's job isn't exactly what he thought it was. If you use the last few days as a basis, but very shortly, you guys arrive to the coastline where Verdon's Hollow is supposed to be. And are any of you all familiar with Shreet or have been living in Shreet? I don't remember
Yeah.
anybody's new.
Yeah, a couple thousand miles north, but yes.
Okay, so you're familiar with the area. It is Tyrion. It is a small elven town,
Hmm.
small elven village, but nothing too really crazy interesting about it. Except, we talked about this last week, right?
Yeah.
You would know the this shipwright Eldon Firth,
Mhm.
who has gotten pretty popular in this area. So you know about the area, but I don't know if you've ever visited. Would you have visited this area?
Yeah, no, that'd be a no.
Okay.
Bit of correspondence maybe, but traveling,
So
that's no.
as Sen directs the ship to the very tropical and lush coastline that is the southwest of Shreet. Um, According to your maps, you know exactly where to go, and very shortly you come across a stretch of coastline that has a very obvious uh, construction to it. And while it is elven and it is built to more accent the nature that was already there, it is very obviously a village, a small town. But as you guys do get closer, you do see a small pillar of black smoke rising up from. You guys are probably a good half a mile out at this point.
Did the black smoke cover everything, or there's some stuff we might be able to make out, like if it's like something on the like if it's an airship or something else?
So go ahead and roll a perception check for me, and anybody else who wants to help send.
Yeah, I'm also keeping a lookout because hey, I'm from this country.
All right,
Okay,
do
so
you want to roll also, or
that's what I'm
is it
looking
Can I
just a
use the
help?
help action or
help action. Go ahead
Sure.
and roll with advantage then.
All right, and that would be a 22.
22. Okay. So from this distance, you see that it is a very localized wisp of smoke that you see going up into the air. It seems like it's coming from a single location there in town and not necessarily spread out over the whole town. Like the whole town's not on fire, but there is something very localized that is um, creating this pillar of smoke. Now, from this distance, you do not see any airships uh, docked or visible from this location with that roll. But whatever is causing the pillar of smoke is on the ground in seemingly the center of town, or close to the center of town.
And then we'd go ahead and tell everyone this. So she's
How
going to
close
ask
do you wanna
Johnny Five. She's going to ask Johnny Five. So, Captain, do we get closer and investigate, or what do we do?
Well, if we're supposed to be figuring out where Mr. Rowan Blackwood went, then I imagine we've got to go and see if this is where whatever that pirate king Havig was doing here. Hey, I'm just driving the ship, so yeah, we'll take it down. You guys can go off and check it out if you want.
We can ask around subtly.
Yes, if
I mean,
you-
I'm getting paid either way. We can hang out and party up here. So
if you wouldn't mind keeping the ship circling, I've got one of these, so if we need it, I suppose we can call you. And he holds up the amulet tied around his neck. It's this little, like, very basic gray stone, like, spiral, but it's one of the pendants of calling.
Okay.
Which is basically a radio.
Sure thing, boss. Let's get closer. Let's see if we can put you guys down.
Much appreciated.
And he's going to not necessarily get to the center of town because he doesn't want to jump into whatever is causing that smoke. But as you guys get closer, you do see with that roll sen, you do see that there's a bunch of, I guess, a bunch of people in the center of town around a some sort of sordalite driven carriage that's giving off that pillar of smoke that's there in the center of town. And Johnny does a quick flyover, as you guys can all see, and you do see the people down there. They you are close enough to see them like waving at you with their arms. I guess they could wave with their feet. Of course, they wave at you with their arms.
Is it like a go away wave, or
Yeah, is it like a panic wave or a help us? Oh my god.
Both of you go ahead and roll insight.
absolutely? Not rolling great tonight. Let's say 7.
7. Okay, what you got in the 80s?
I lost my dice 1 second. There we go. $23.
3. You do get some panic from them, but they are absolutely trying to get your attention. It is not a go away panic. It is a we're in trouble sort of panic.
Okay, I think 90s would look at it and be like, they look like they need help.
Right, let's hop to it. Unless any
Let's
objections,
hope.
looking back to the crew.
Varric looks determined. Yeah, he's definitely all for helping the people.
What kind of architecture are we looking at?
Of the city?
Yeah.
Very rural elven, where it is kind of shunning a lot of the Sordane technology developments of the world, right? It does feel very rustic and
Gotcha.
old world elf. Well
It
then,
was
let's
an
go ahead
admiration, but
and let's
bit
put you
busy for
guys.
that.
Johnny's saying, let's go ahead and put you guys down here. See if we can help those folks. You will pull around, and the ship can't really like get into the
Yeah, sorry, I should
into
have
the
clarified.
town.
Would there be like a roof that we could put the gangplank on to get down, or are we gonna
So
have to land on
right,
like the outskirts of town?
well, like right there in the center of town, there isn't, but there is a shipyard, and Johnny's going to then end up docking at the shipyard, which has a very also rural sort of dock like White's Landing had, where there's just two little spots for it.
Yeah.
But as he pulls up to the dock, there's nobody there.
Tyrion is looking for a sign, if it's any signage there, if it might say Firth on it, but
This
other than that, trying to
is
focus.
Firth Shipyard.
Is it the same area that we were looking at from above?
What do you mean? Sorry.
How far are we
People
from
that
the
were
center of town?
waiting.
Oh,
yeah.
you're very close. This is a very small village, so this is just
Oh, gotcha,
off, like
gotcha,
on
okay.
the edge, sort of town. And as you guys dock, the you can see that the people in the center of town aren't leaving their carriage, but you do sense some excitement from them. But there at the dock, there is nobody there to greet you. It is absolutely silent and quiet.
Where would the dockmaster be to pay for, or is the ship not going to just remain here?
Well, normally there would be a dock master that would meet you guys in every other dock that you guys have docked at, but nobody here.
Yeah, comparing it to the notes, having heard that the village would be empty, it's surprising to see people, but it's, I don't want to say better, considering they seem to need help.
Yeah, at least it's free parking.
He has a point. Anyway, gangplank!
Who are you calling to for the game?
Do we have a
It was
gangplank?
more of a watch out because Millie's extender bridge is still
Millie?
on the ship.
Oh, the one you guys got from underwater.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Because normally the dock would have an extended gangplank to come out to you, but there isn't. Nobody's extending it, so you guys can go ahead and activate your merchant bridge, which is a
Gotcha.
very bring your own BYO.
P.
Yeah, bring your own bridge.
Fantastic.
Love it.
And
Is this this like plank of wood that's just been sitting up by the side of the ship?
use in case of emergency. But no, you guys dock, no problem. You guys tie up your ship, extend your merchant bridge out, and it's just very oddly quiet for a shipyard. You don't see any movement in the town whatsoever. The only movement that you guys have seen since you've been here is the collection of people around that carriage.
Based off of like what we were told to expect and what we see, Is this suspicious?
You
It
guys
was-
were. The rumors were that the entire town went missing and that Havoc kidnapped them all. That was because she wanted the Firth what's his name, Eldon Firth to herself. Like that's what you guys know. So yeah, this is. I mean, yeah, it's weird and suspicious that there isn't anybody here, but it's also kind of what you expected with the entire city gone missing. At least the rumors. So you guys are docked.
Yep. Off the boat toward the center of town.
Yeah, let's go see what they need.
Okay, so jumping off the boat and going through the shipyard. The first thing that you guys really see as you're walking through the shipyard and out to the center of town is that there is a very intense sign of a fight and combat here in the shipyard itself. You do see um, furniture knocked over, and you see blood on the walls, and not like really like gross, but you do see signs of a struggle here in the shipyard itself. But it doesn't take too long to get out of the shipyard. Are you guys doing anything else before we center?
I was gonna ask, can we get a drink? Like
Oh,
a
that's a great
real
time.
life drink.
This is a great time to break. It is 11:08 my time. You guys have 7 minutes.
Gotcha.
Oh, 11:09. You guys have 6 minutes.
Even better.
I need a snack. Maybe I should keep trying.
I'm back. I'm just munching on an apple.
Probably healthier than my Korean barbecue pork jerky that I was eating.
I thought it was a piece of cookie you were eating.
Nope. Oh, are you back, Brandon?
Yeah.
Did you ever get any more of that Costco jerky?
No.
That's
Although
what
I
I'm
have deer
eating.
meat, I need to make jerky.
Oh, I'm jealous.
It was fun making jerky.
I've made deer jerky for like the last 7 years. I
Do you
just
do it in
didn't
the
hunt
oven or
deer.
dehydrator?
Dehydrator.
I was at Costco the other day, and I always get these little seaweed things from the Asian market that I go to, and they're always like a really nice, just a snack that's not filling at all or anything. Just like, hey, my mouth is lonely, I need something to eat, and I was at Costco, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's so much better deal to get the one at Costco. The ones from the Asian market are like 1,000 times better. And now I have this Costco size bag of seaweed things that I have to get through, and I don't like it as much as I like the other ones. Well, and I eat them with chopsticks, so I don't get my hands all oily and stuff. Eating chips with chopsticks was a freaking game changer for me. If any of you guys don't like getting your hands messy, like, because that's a borderline OCD trait for me, it's a game changer. Eating like Cheetos with chopsticks.
That requires you to be good with chopsticks.
I mean, I'm not terrible at them, but yes. Or you get the little finger condoms that they have. The little like yeah.
That's probably my speed. I cannot use chopsticks to save my life.
I can use them, but horribly.
Like
I love
any other
using
point, I have
chopsticks.
very good motor control with my hands, but when it comes to chopsticks, it's just like, nuh-uh. No, no, boss. We ain't doing
No,
this today.
no function.
I can do one pencil. I can't do two pencils. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Yeah, my friends, they can all use chopsticks. One of them can even clear a whole bowl grabbing every single piece of rice. Me, I struggle.
Yeah,
I
I'm
find
certainly
rice a
the
bit
weed.
hard.
Has to be sticky rice. If it's not sticky rice,
Yeah.
then I'm sorry. Just give me a fork. Like I'm not gonna want to pick up every single like grain of rice. But sticky rice, oh
That is
yeah,
completely fair.
you can wolf that down because it's all sticking to each other. That's the whole point.
Dumb little fact, did you know that the farther up the end you hold the chopsticks, apparently the more elegant you are? Or refined person you
Interesting. Well, I have these really like stubby chopsticks. Like these are here. Compare them with like the normal. So this is like the normal pair of chopsticks, right?
are.
And this is like my little stubby pair. Look how much
Oh, wow,
shorter
yeah.
it is. So I don't even know where they
You
came
you
from.
made a chopstick holder thing, right?
I did, yes.
I got a new idea. Sparkly chopsticks. Acrylics.
Sparkly resin chopsticks.
There you go.
It could be done. I don't
Is
know
it
how long they'll
safe?
last.
I was gonna say, plastic.
But you could sit there, you could like make it for like newbie chopsticks where it's like flat on one side a bit, so it's easier to grip.
You're right. I'm sure they have them. I'm sure they have the molds for them. Or you could just 3D print whatever and then make your own mold out of it.
Mm.
When I was downstairs, I brought up a bunch of my dice that I left down there. We're not talking about dice. Is everybody here?
It's time to test said dice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Time to test. No, okay, so getting back into it, you guys are leaving the shipyard, Firth shipyard, towards the center of town, where you do see that column of smoke. And as you get closer to this group of people and this carriage, you can see that the column of smoke is coming from one end of their carriage. And normally this carriage would be hovering off the ground like any good Sordelite powered carriage would, but the whole rear end of this thing is now dragging on the ground, and you see this column of smoke just billowing from the back of it. And as you all get closer to this group, you see someone who stands out in the front, who come out to greet you, and it is a half elven woman with like really bright red long hair, and she's wearing a very expensive silk robe that may have been worth hundreds of gold before, but it is now certainly worse for wear, with cuts and whole pieces of cloth missing and rips, and you see that everyone around her, as she comes out to meet you, she has I'd say 5 kind of guards with her that look armed, and then you can see from what you can see about 10 or 12 not so armed people that are sitting kind of in the front of the carriage and around the carriage, looking to use that as a some sort of shelter. But she walks up to you with the 5 guards behind her. Oh, it's a pleasure to see you all. You come to help us out.
Getting to good information, but what seems to be the problem here?
Oh, well, where do we start? First, there's no one in this town, as you've probably figured out.
Yes, we have heard it from a few gentlemen up in. He wouldn't pause at this. I just had to take a second to remember the New Towers thing.
New Towers. Yep.
New Towers.
Right. Well, we've been on the road for some time delivering goods. I'm sorry. I'm Aura. ORA. I'm Aura with Sunfire Trading, and we've been on the road. We were supposed to deliver goods here to Verdun's Hollow, but we got here and all we found were gnolls. And as she said that, she like looks up, like up and around in the sky. And we were pretty armed. We fought them off. They seem to have taken up residence here in this this now deserted city, but they keep attacking us over and over, and their last attack has damaged our carriage, and we have no other way to leave at this point. So we need help fixing our carriage, or even if we need to transport out of this out of the city to somewhere safe. I'd hate to leave my carriage.
I take a look back quick at the rest of the party. Are Varric and Vasile seemingly interested at all in the repair part of it, or
I mean, Varric is a bit more interested in helping the people as opposed to trying to repair, just because one's more immediate than the other.
Yeah, as much of a blockhead as Vasil can be, there's bigger problems than a busted engine at the moment.
right? Well, my name is Tyrion, or Tyr, whichever your preference. This is Naiades, this is Vark, Vasil, and Sen.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you all.
I think we can help.
Perfect. Well, I don't. And as she starts to say whatever it is she was going to say, the tranquil air of this village is abruptly shattered by the cacophony of sounds. By a cacophony of sounds. It's late. First, the unmistakable roar of spelljet thrusters fills the air. The loud, sputtering engines get closer to your position, and you see the guards jump into a defensive position around the carriage and around the ore. The merchants that were with her also scramble to the inside of the carriage. And you can see them hiding at the sound of the spelljet thrusters. From the tree line surrounding the village, you hear a chorus of yips and howls. The telltale battle cries of gnolls. Sounds grow louder and more frenzied, echoing the excitement of the hunt. Suddenly you catch sight of them. 5 gnolls burst through the trees, their figures hunched over 3 rickety skyboards, cruising through the air. The gnolls maneuver their skyboards with reckless abandon as you see them swoop down straight towards you all. We're rolling initiative. Now, it's 11:30. I may have talked too much before getting us here, and I'm sorry about that, guys. Do we want to fight?
I personally do not have the mental capacity, and I have a meeting tomorrow morning, early in the morning.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, let me
Oof,
pull up
oof.
let me pull it up at least. Let me make sure I have everything hidden that needs to be hidden.
Meeting with an advisor tomorrow morning for next semester.
Ooh, gotcha.
Well,
Yeah,
I guess the next 2 years.
Hopefully it goes well.
Thank you.
You got this. I don't know what you got, but you got it.
Hopefully I can get some financial aid. 'Cause if I'm honest, school's a lot more expensive out here.
Oh shoot, it's black for you guys, right? Let me
Yep.
Yeah.
let me pull you on. You guys would be here, Varric,
Okay.
Whoa.
Tyrion.
Just a quick
that's
note.
pretty.
It was Sun what trading?
Sunfire.
Sunfire. Okay.
Sten and Naid. 5 of you. And then we have he's missing. Oh, it's not the right. She doesn't have the right hair. There's Aura. Okay, so here is
Yo,
the map as you guys see it, and the
I want one of those sky carriages.
Hmm.
That's
oh
cool.
yeah, they're really cool. I'll link the actual the document for them in the chat after we get through this.
Were
Okay.
you wanting us to roll initiatives now, so you at least have the numbers?
Yeah, let's do that. That's a great idea. Thank you, Brandon.
After
That
all,
way we can just kind of hit the session,
Why shouldn't I
hit the ground
use
running.
the sparkly D20 that I got today?
Okay, add
Because
to
that's why.
You want us just to tell you or write it down somewhere?
You can go ahead and tell me or type it in chat, whichever.
I'm gonna type it in Foundry chat, so he's got it. Foundry.
That's a great idea. 90s is 14. Oh,
Wait,
look it
type
up.
in which chat? Sorry.
It updated it
I'm
automatically.
doing Foundry
Gotcha.
because that's where he puts his. Or we've got a tracker.
Yeah.
That's where you keep track of initiative, right? Is in Foundry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to update these. We all don't need to hang out while I do this. I'll get this ready to go for the next session. But you guys have 5 gnolls on 3 rickety looking skyboards. They don't look the greatest, but they do fly, and they are loud coming at you. Skyboards are the, let's see, do I know? Those like surfboards, like a sailboard, but in the sky.
And so two of these have 2 nulls on them.
Yes.
Okay.
Curious.
Oh, here it is. They did some really cool art for these.
John, that's amazing.